Yeah, we were just talking about musicals. We don't have to keep talking about musicals, but...
Musicals or musicals sing it live on Broadway?
Both, really, because it's ultimately kind of the same thing, you know?
Right.
You have people trying to move a plot along by breaking into song for no explicable reason. Sometimes you buy it, sometimes you don't.
But let me jump in and just say, I think I would appreciate a musical more on stage than in a movie theater. I saw... what's the one? I saw it at 54. It was the one, Cabaret. I saw Cabaret.
Uh-huh. A movie or live?
Live.
Uh-huh.
Broadway. I can't tell you why it was awesome. I don't know why it's different because I didn't see the movie.
Is it just because the production value, like right there in front of you, is just so... Like the fact that they're doing all this stuff live and pulling it off is so amazing?
Number one, it wasn't wall-to-wall musical. You know what I'm saying? Like we were saying with Grease. It was, it was, dude, which girl did you go out with last night? Oh, I went out with Sandy. Who? Sandy. Who? And then they go into the fucking thing. Cabaret was very much the same way. It's like, we're going to party because that's how we live. We party. And then they start singing, well, it's a party. Blah, blah, blah. And it's cool. But Les Mis was like straight song to song to song to song. Everything's miserable. I've got to go down to the courtyard and arrest this guy. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, fucking stop singing. Tell me something normal. So that's part of it. I think that's part of the reason why I like Cabaret. But also in person, there's something about being in person with the voices coming at you and, the live, like you said, like the live.
When you see someone singing in front of you live,
that's beautiful.
It's just different.
Yes.
All of that.
Yes.
You know that hasn't been auto-tuned or tweaked, so you're like, this person's putting it all out on stage in front of you.
There's shit happening in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can feel the vibrations.
I think the thing about Les Miserables, I've never seen it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like high school theater, like geeks. And for that reason, I have whatever the opposite of a soft spot is for it. Just like
did you have like a situation in high school with some the theater geeks?
I fucking hated those people, man. I knew it. Here's the deal. So like I'm in LA. Mm-hmm. Two of my best friends, and I had already kind of gone through my childhood acting years, did Star Trek, was done. Two of my best friends kind of fell in with the whole theater geek crowd, and so I would go with them to like the parties and shit. And I just fucking hated those people. They were stealing my friends, and they were annoying because they would just break out in a song for no good reason, and then make eye contact with you like you're supposed to do something. And you're just sitting there like, what am I supposed to do? Stop singing at me. I don't want to hear you sing a Weema Wop. So...
It's the type of songs in musicals.
Yeah.
If they're
so
over
like
the top.
they were always like, oh, Les Mis, and that was like one of the go-to.
Well, I used to think that it would be like the type of, we talked about this before too, like you love the Beatles. I fucking love the Beatles.
I hated Across the Universe.
Me too.
I hated it.
But I hated it for a different. Well, okay, what about in that same vein? What was the Bee Gees movie?
There was a Bee Gees movie.
Love the Bee Gees.
Sergeant. Yeah, they did all Beatles songs.
No, I
it was came out in the 70s.
Oh, Yellow Submarine? No.
No, it was live action.
Hard Day's Night?
It was like the name of the movie was the name of a Beatles song, but it was the Bee Gees playing a fictional band, but all their music was the Beatles music. And it was way like 70s trippy.
Wait, is that the shit with Tom Hanks? Am I wrong here?
No. This is going back. This is like 1970 something. Killing me that I don't know this right
motherfucker's
now.
taking us back.
Killing me that I don't know this.
Okay, so what should I look up?
Bee Gees, Beatles.
Bee Gees, Beatles movie. Here's the thing.
I love the Bee Gees and I love the Beatles, but I can see how when the two come together in the musical.
I would like
Sgt.
this.
Pepper, Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Okay.
That was the name of the movie.
This is
from Heartland. He left his musical inspiration.
George Burns, bro!
These instruments have the power to make dreams come true.
Wow.
Hell of a trailer.
Yeah, dude. That's freaking crazy.
I'm so happy I just turned you guys on to that.
Yeah, dude. I gotta check that out.
So
you think that's a musical that's done?
Well, like you're talking about Across the Universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Across the
Here's
Universe.
what I hate about Across the Universe. It's. I think Julie Taymor, the director, she's got a really cool visual style. It's just something about everything she does just oozes pretension.
Yeah.
I was telling you this yesterday.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, she just seems like there are some filmmakers, like Catherine Bigelow. I feel like she might think I was a joke, but I feel like I could like talk to her and kind of talk shop and get along, and
Right,
you know,
she'd be decent.
she'd be decent. I feel like Julie Taymor, if you met her at a party, would just be like insufferable, and have like a crew of little lieutenants around her that are just agreeing with everything. Oh, you're so brilliant, Julie! Oh, put a mask on him and turn it upside down. So,
Oh, that's what we were saying.
so, like, Across the Universe just felt pretentious.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, if you watch it with the sound off, visually it's cool. It's weird.
That movie irritated me to no end, and I couldn't tell you exactly why.
I watched it to the end.
You watched it to the end,
But I felt guilty the whole time. I was kind of like, God, I hope nobody sees me watching this. You know?
Oh, like when you're watching gay porn.
No, I'm very proud of that, man.
I love to watch gay porn, so it's all good.
I'll shout it. I'll shout it to the rooftops.
You're so serious.
We talked about this before, and we were saying, what if she was like the opposite of that in person, like
In real life.
They're like,
Yo, I think I might be pregnant again. Can we? You know what? I think we should have a happy mask on him and a sad mask on her, and they should kiss, and the faces should stick together, and it'll be representative of their intertwined souls.
now this is not a real Paul McCartney-like video if we don't have a couple of young teenagers in love.
You know, like when I was a teenager, and I had my fifth baby, 16. I would love it if she was like that. She did create The Lion King on Broadway, which I'd never seen, but I hear is amazing.
But dude, if you get into that world, if you're in that world, aren't you kind of trapped?
No, I didn't see it, but I'm just saying, like, the same way that she directed the movie was so over the top theatrical.
Right.
Well, you gotta like that.
You guys are New
She's
Yorkers.
also the one that crashed and burned Spider-Man.
Right.
You guys are New Yorkers, okay? So I'm gonna assume you've been to maybe more than one musical, like me.
Sure.
I grew up, my mom was a huge fan of musicals.
So
She
you've
had
seen a
background,
lot.
so more than my share.
Have you ever seen a musical in person that you're like, fuck that?
That it sucks.
Yeah, certainly we've seen plenty of movie musicals where it's
Yeah.
like, oh God, why am I sitting in this chair?
Like a
I'm
musical
trapped.
in person where you're like, I want everybody involved in that dead situation.
Well, you just didn't like it.
I mean, I've seen ones that I just were lots that I was just kind of meh. You know, like,
Well, like Miz, I thought what's
In
that?
person?
Yeah, I saw it in person. No, it's you have to like even how you were bringing it back to high school musicals. It's that whole ensemble singing at the audience thing. I think.
yeah.
That gets you.
That's another thing that drives me crazy in not necessarily musicals, but theater in general.
Yeah.
If I'm in the audience, I don't want to be involved. I really don't.
And they're
Like,
singing at
I
you.
paid to
Top of
sit
their
here
lungs.
in the dark and watch
Right.
you entertain me. Like, I don't want to have to like make eye contact and come up on stage or sit there with you. Like I just don't involve me. Like, that's, if I wanted to be involved, I'd be going to like, theater
Classes and
workshops
learning
and
the
classes and doing,
Well, how are they
joining
involving?
improv groups.
Are they, what are they, stepping off the stage or fucking?
It's
No,
like
it's
they,
just like
they,
feeling-
they break the fourth wall.
They break the
They'll-
fourth
They'll
wall.
come
They
into the
sing at you.
audience and they'll sing and they'll like look at you while they're singing. Or like Blue Man Group, they're like those tubes that they talk to you.
Okay, Blue Man Group, you know they're gonna do that.
Hey, how's it going?
They didn't do that shit in Capra. I don't remember them doing that.
No, they don't do it all the time.
Movie musicals, I'm like, I don't want to hear pre-recorded singing. If any, that's the only thing that I give credit to musicals for. That
You know what?
do
You
it.
know
So
what?
why would I want to watch pre-recorded singing?
I like the
That's true.
I like the coordination of the production. Like
Right.
that's
If there's
where I
anything
can
to give
respect
it,
a movie
credit.
musical because I know
A
how
lot of
hard it is to fucking make a halfway, like, to make a bad film is like practically
Right.
impossible. So to like bring all those things together and like really have like creative ideas about.
And I should clarify because
and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like Grease, I love, but I was exposed to it when I was 5.
So I the original Grease.
Original Grease.
I like Grease 1 and Grease 2.
You like Grease 2 as
I know.
well?
Yeah, I did. I don't know why.
You went back?
Yeah.
And I will admit this. I'm going to admit a couple things here. And I think it has to do with maybe exposure at a young age. I got a soft spot for the musical Annie because my mom was really into it when I was a little kid. And I'm kind of excited that they're coming out with that movie.
I'm going to stop the recording right now because this is fucking ridiculous. I'm not going to let you embarrass yourself like that.
No. I got to own this shit, man. I got to own it. I got to, I contain multitudes. What can I tell you? And like...
Annie?
My daughter's all excited. She saw the trailer. She really wants to see it. And I think that's cute.
It is cute. It is cute. I like Hard Knock Life. Even before Jay-Z did it.
Is that because Jay-Z took it?
No, even before. I like that song.
I mean, it's a really like...
But in Les Mis, I like Master of the House too, but didn't carry me for the whole movie.
If someone took me to Annie now and I'd never heard of it, I'd just be like, wanting to rip my eyeballs out.
Stab yourself in the... I'm just not a musical guy.
No, I'm not either, but it's...
But I wanted to say, I should clarify that.
I don't want to...
I think musicals are good.
It's rooted.
I just don't like them.
Yeah.
You know what movie musical that I love that I think works like beyond belief? Did you ever see the movie Once?
I did not see it, but everybody I talked to that has seen it said like, if you don't like musicals, you will still love this movie. Did you see it?
I loved.
It's a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie called Once, and it's a musical, but it's like so many people that are like.
But the story was so great. Like, I love music, and anyone who loves music understands how people.
They're musicians in the movie, right?
Yes, and they're not actors. Maybe that's what the pretension was taken out because they're not professional actors.
Let me ask you this: in the movie, was it wall to wall singing? Or was it a story punctuated?
Wall-to-wall, story punctuated with lots of singing. There's a lot of singing.
I think I could deal with that.
And it's clear that they're singing it live, and they're very talented, and they're also playing, like he's playing the guitar, she's playing the piano, and they're connecting through music. So music
is part of the story.
Part of the story,
so
it's genuine. Yeah, it's like organic. I don't know, it works.
Now wait a minute, Frozen, which you hated, Faj. You hated the shit out of Frozen.
Frozen? Is that considered a musical? I guess so.
They don't stop singing.
Yeah, that's true. I did not.
But that was also punctuated, right? It wasn't like wall to wall.
It felt wall to wall to me, like when
really.
I saw it. It really well, but part of it was I just went in expecting something different. And
you were expecting more?
No, not more.
He was expecting any music at all.
I was expecting it to be more story and less singing, and it was more singing and less story, and I was like, I
The ads for that movie didn't have singing in it at all.
The ads made it look like it was slapstick comedy animation.
That's what I thought it was.
Kind of what I was in the mood to see,
Right.
And I totally get and respect that people love it because it's Disney subjugating the old princess tropes and, sisters doing it for themselves. Like, I respect that, but I was just, when I was in the theater, I was just so bored. And frankly, like, if you're talking about, like, a strong female character in animated recent, I would take Brave over Frozen, hands down, any day.
I did not like...
Brave was awesome!
I never saw Brave, but I did
God!
I did not like Frozen because the female... Like the prize is the guy.
Yeah, well, it's the same. It's like the same.
It's very blatant, and I was just like, you didn't even try and mask it.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody's really excited because it's like Disney is like kind of taking the piss out of their old way of where the prize is always the guy.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't go that far from the original. Like, it's still these sort of poor little rich girls mooning away in this giant palace, waiting for, their prince to come. And they've learned that it's not the prince who saves them, but just, like, they didn't get far enough away from it for me. To, like, it didn't seem subversive to me.
Well, now that y'all told me the whole plot, I guess I won't be saying it.
I told you the plot.
Who is
much fewer words than that.
Who's the strongest female character ever? Presented
in any medium?
We'll stick with movies.
I don't know.
I already have an answer.
I
But
named
I already have.
I named my daughter after Princess Leia.
That's
so
the answer.
I think she's the most iconic, strong female character of our generation.
Princess Leia is badass, straight
She's
up,
a bad motherfucker.
and a woman.
What about?
But don't
all the
most
way,
guys
what
not-
about?
Most
Go.
guys don't like that type of woman, though.
Princess Leia?
You know what I'm saying, right? Like, kind of.
Yeah, but yes and no. I mean, I think
Wait,
that that's a dying mentality that
Hopefully. I don't know.
What's not to like about Princess Leia? What
No,
part?
like
I like self-determined,
strong-
intelligent women.
Strong-willed,
we like
speak
strong
her
chicks.
mind type.
I mean, there's
People say that. I think guys say that, publicly because it sounds like the right answer, but
that's what's gonna
privately,
get you laid, man.
right? And then, but privately, they don't want like a Princess Leia, speak her mind, like kind of strong.
No, I think guys like a
I don't know, man.
a woman
I
that's-
married a pretty hard-headed Irish lady.
Yeah.
Really, like,
You don't think you're in the
My wife
minority
totally
then,
speaks
maybe?
her mind,
I
too.
don't know.
I can only speak to my own journey, really. I mean, I think, there's definitely a double standard when a guy is like that. Oh, yeah, he's strong, he's a go-getter. When a woman's like that, she's a fucking bitch.
right.
But I don't think that's as prevalent anymore. I mean, I think that's
Maybe
sort
it's
of...
more prevalent among insecure men because
It's a lot of
women are
insecure dudes.
Yeah, a lot.
Dudes
Even,
are really balls of insecurity. If you can be
We
strong,
Yeah.
are.
if you can be a strong woman,
but compassionate,
but
the
not
same
at the
time.
expense of making the dude you're
Humiliated.
with.
But
You know
don't
what
you
I'm saying?
think some women, just by nature of who they are, not that they're a bragger or they're like, so in your face about their accomplishments, but just because that person is intelligent, can defend herself, speak about a lot of different things, from sports all the way to philosophizing about
Right.
film,
Right?
Don't you think, just by the nature of who she is, sometimes an insecure guy will feel, internalize that and feel, kind
Man,
of
look
humiliated?
at the response online to, Anita Sarkeesian, and, have you guys
No, I don't know what you're
been
talking
reading about this, Gamergate thing at all?
about. No.
So this woman, Anita Sarkeesian, is a very intelligent woman, and she does these YouTube videos,
Yeah.
and she's a gamer,
Uh-huh.
and she talks about, she reviews video games from a feminist perspective.
Okay.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
talks about, feminist tropes in video games, and it's very intelligent, and, you don't necessarily have to agree with it, but it's
Right.
she puts forth a really intelligent argument.
Yeah.
And she just gets rape threats and death threats.
Oh, my
and
God.
just just the most vile. People just come at her, and it's just it's insane. It's and she even says, she always says at the beginning of her videos, it's possible to criticize something that you love.
Sure.
You
Right.
can still. You
You
can
should
still
criticize something
like
that you
something,
love, right.
and but find things to criticize in it. But man, it's just, and part of it is just gamer culture for a long time was just the province of young white boys, and they're worried that she's gonna have something
Get
taken
rid
away from them.
of it, yeah.
If she, but it's anytime an oppressed minority stands up and says, "Hey, we don't want to be oppressed anymore." The majority comes back with well, you're actually the one oppressing us by saying that,
Right,
and then
right.
it goes more violent from there.
Then you get looped into a black and white situation and a very nuanced
Right.
problem.
Well, we were talking about Princess Leia.
So anyway,
and,
Princess Leia,
Princess
and
Leia.
Like I said, I think
strong
that's
female
I
characters.
think that's strong type of character. As long as the person,
She's not threatening to men.
no,
Princess Leia?
Yeah.
You know what? There's a lot of
Like
women.
if a Princess Leia type woman were in your everyday.
I mean, I think it's just you really have. I mean, I'm
It's
sure she's
entertaining to watch it in
She's
film.
threatening to some men. She's
Yeah.
appealing. That's appealing to others. I mean,
as
I
long
don't
as
know,
you're
man.
not-
I think it's just.
As part of her power, diminishing someone else. You can be strong without saying
Yeah.
someone else is weak. So, as long as that's not happening, I don't see why it should be,
Right.
a problem. I certainly have been attracted to Princess Leia all my life. That style of, she's kind of mouthy, she's funny, she's strong, she doesn't depend on anybody for anything, really.
Right.
She's, the epitome of what I think.
I think you guys are in the minority.
No, I mean, I don't know. I can't. You might be right. You might be wrong. It's
Right.
like I'm never gonna try to speak for all men. One way or the other. I'm not.
I don't think all dudes want to no, let's say all. I don't think the majority of dudes want to subservient.
It's what you're socialized to accept as attractive, and to some degree. I mean, there's from a very young age, it's like how different cultures find different physical attributes attractive.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Plates in the lip.
So it's like, yeah, exactly, or like a really long neck, or it's just some cultures like really big butts, and some think like big butts.
What you trying to say, man? What you trying to say? We went from plate lips to big butts. What?
You notice? I'm talking about all like black physical stereotypes right now. No, but okay.
I get what you're saying.
You could be so like if you are from a very young age, from the get-go, if someone points to your mom and says, "What a beautiful woman she is,"
Right.
that's gonna form like something in your head of like that's what a beautiful woman is supposed to be like.
Right.
Physically, emotionally, personality-wise, it's kind of a nature-nurture thing, So like, yeah, that women should be quiet and demure and skinny. That mentality has been a big part of our culture for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's been a couple of generations where it's not necessarily accepted as the norm. So I think I think some guys are always going to be attracted to that.
Yeah.
Some guys are always going to be attracted to women that, are outspoken and forthright. And then, I think for all of us, though, there's a degree of just socialization that happens where, you don't even have a choice from a young age. You're just like, oh, okay, that's pretty. Okay, sure. I'll go this way,
What was the name of this dude that you made me look up? Joe
Manganiello.
Okay,
Manganiello.
So she likes that dude.
Well, I know the name, but I don't know why.
I was like that too. Dennis's friend, the dude that was on True Blood, the werewolf dude.
Oh,
he got
Dennis
killed.
Is friends with him?
Yeah, Dennis is like tight.
I just found out right now.
Oh, he
and
was.
I was like, woo, 2 degrees of
Is that your boy? Is that
separation.
your True Blood boyfriend? Werewolf
Well,
guy?
Joe
Manganiello?
I'm
back to
slow. I'm slow to jump on the bandwagon because like a lot of women like him, but just recently,
Taking numbers, sister.
there's a
There's a lot to like.
But yeah, lately I've been watching a lot of his interviews, and I'm like, wow, he's funny too, and he's like
There's a lot of.
This guy's friends with Dennis, and and we all know Dennis. Dennis is a nice guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
There's a lot of things about this guy to come together to make him.
Man, he's got some pretty
Make him
sporty
attractive.
shots there, man. He's like,
Dude, he's
not
never.
40, but man, he has his shirt off.
He never
They
has a
make him.
shirt. I don't
They
think he
make
can.
him do it.
I don't think he has a shirt that fits.
I don't think he does.
He should be able to buy clothes by now. I like,
Poor guy.
you know,
He has to get it custom.
if you look
tailored.
at this guy, he's naked a lot of the time. Look at that.
Oh, he's moving.
That's
That's called a
a
gift.
surefire recipe.
And dude,
Surefire recipe to a house fire right there.
no doubt,
I don't
dude.
care how strong your abs are. You're gonna fall asleep. You're gonna wake up on fire.
This
No,
dude
no.
doesn't have the
No open
flap.
flames by your bedside. I assume.
Susie was talking about the flap. You know how you bend
You gotta
over?
blow him out
Yeah.
before you fall asleep.
This dude doesn't have a flap at all. You know, you bend over,
Nope.
your stomach makes like that little
Yeah,
flap.
I was
Not me.
like when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
In
when,
most
when a
humans.
guy's eyes drop down there, then I'm like, oh, flatten out. I'm like, go lie back down, lie back down.
Suck it
I'm like,
in.
damn,
lean
he's
forward.
so
He's looking at my flap.
But he's flexing his abs right now, man.
No, Dad, he's not even thinking
going-
about this cigar,
he's
which
going,
was yeah.
That's like what he's doing in bed right now. I have heard, and I've never seen this, so I can't confirm or deny. But do you watch Walking Dead?
No.
Okay, so the guy
No.
that everyone is in love with on Walking Dead, Daryl.
Yeah.
I've heard in real life he's just completely just shallow and ridiculous, and he's
I'm sure.
he's like the beautiful badass on Walking Dead, and,
Norman Reedus.
No.
That's his name.
Every-
everybody in
not
the
my
show
type.
is dirty and grimy and would probably smell like
The Walking Dead.
would smell like that subway, like when the subway pulls up and one car's empty,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, oh look, empty car, and you go in and you realize why it's empty.
Yeah.
because there's like a rotting corpse in the corner.
This is Norman Reedus. People going crazy for this guy?
Yeah, he's like the badass rock star from Walking Dead.
He looks like a Brit rock star.
I mean, he's a good-looking guy.
In fact, here, he might even be a Brit rock star.
He's a very good-looking guy.
You think he's good looking?
But
Just this is the first time I've ever seen him. Like, just from these pictures, I would say he's not my type. But then sometimes, like, when someone's really talented and you see them in their element, then that makes them super attractive. Like, I really like, like Linkin Park, the lead singer, Chester Bennington. Do you know who that is?
No.
Anyway, so he...
This is your Annie moment, Susie.
Yeah.
You're admitting you like the guy from Linkin Park. That's like me admitting I liked Annie.
That's dorky, but, like, that's dorky,
Actually,
right?
it's
On, like,
as bad as
Linkin
liking
Park.
Annie.
Is it uncool? Is it uncool to be a Linkin Park fan?
Oh, absolutely.
Why? I want to know why.
It's
not hard enough. It's like medium hard, the music.
Well,
I got that on tape. I'm glad I got you saying that on tape.
He's a really good singer.
you know what?
And
I can't name a single song they sing, so I'm not even going to like.
You're trying to say it's a little bit like...
Anyway, I'm very attracted to him because, like, he's so talented and he's, like, the best singer in the world.
Okay, what you're saying is very... Because I think that's everybody, though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's a combination of a lot of things.
I will say I have definitely been won over by personality.
Personality is awesome.
Like,
you know what?
Like, you'll look at someone physically and you'll be like, what?
You're like, meh.
You're like,
Right.
meh. But then, like, you talk to them and you hear them talk, and you know, their personality takes them to the next level.
A free-spirited,
Absolutely.
happy-go-lucky person. I always find very attractive.
Sociopathic, small animal killing,
Some people need that.
eats insects, and wears one clown shoe on her head.
And speaks in didgeridoo.
Speaks.
Hi, how you doing? I don't know what you just said, but I am turned
Your
on.
personality has won me over. Didgeridoo, clown shoe head lady. Have some squirrel.